Timothy McPherson, they are on it. So I'm telling all you people that's listening, young people, what these older legends are talking about, please listen, because that is the difference between being poor, rich, and wealthy. That's how Motown was, is their music has transformed and been generational for artists like me who are younger, whether it's my friend Snoop, Jay-Z, Diddy, Chris Brown, it doesn't matter. We're all influenced by Motown. My mentor was a Motown, Mr. Stevie Wonder, who helped the Miracles discovered Stevie Wonder, Smoking the Miracles, which discovered me and signed me and titled me a Stevie Wonder hip hop. I'll never be Stevie, but it was an honor to be this. And I felt like this song would be great to play. God got me here for a while, so I'ma stay right here. And if you got a problem with that, you can try to brush me off, but I'm coming right back. Them little boys try to take me under. I hit them with lightning like rolling thunder. Every second I breathe, I live. Every minute I help, I give. Every hour I do, I did. And every day I cross life's bridge. All you get is one life, one chance. If I had my last wish, last chance, the lights are on and now we see. Bless the world, Miss Pauley.
Stand tall, just believe. Be all you can be, cause the fire's in your eyes. Yeah, the fire's in your eyes. Big dreams you can't achieve. You've got the golden key, cause the fire's in your eyes. Yeah, the fire's in your eyes.
Now, you see yourself in the trick bag, gotta bounce up, get off your road. Feeling like there's no way to turn. Gas up the flame, get ready to burn. Yeah, get your mind right, soul right, talk right, get the swag right. Become the ball that knocks down pins. Keep the fight alive from beginning to end. Know in the end that you're gonna win. Don't forget where you're going and where you've been. Do you stay true to yourself? Pull up them pants, tighten up that belt. Have what you want, be what you want, take what you want, get what you want. You can have all that you desire. Don't let no one stop that fire.
Stand tall, just believe. Be all you can be, cause the fire's in your eyes. Yeah, the fire's in your eyes. Big dreams you can't achieve. You've got the golden key, cause the fire's in your eyes. Yeah, the fire's in your eyes.
I'm up from the clouds, I'm living life. I'm flying high, so high, I'm gone away. I'm feeling right, I can touch the sky, I'm up on the clouds, I'm living life. I'm flying high, so high, I'm gone away. I'm feeling right, I can touch the sky,
Stand tall, just believe. Be all you can be, cause the fire's in your eyes. Yeah, the fire's in your eyes. Big dreams you can't achieve. You've got the golden key, cause the fire's in your eyes. Yeah, the fire's in your eyes. Stand tall, just believe. Be all you can be, cause the fire's in your eyes. Yeah, the fire's in your eyes. Big dreams you can't achieve. You've got the golden key, cause the fire's in your eyes. Yeah, the fire's in your eyes.
And thank you so much for sharing together with us. We will not be wasting time. We are late in our program, and we have with us the African Royal Bank. These are the people who are stepping in to say, we will drive this ecosystem. Many people, they complain about how can we exchange this for that. They forget that the CBDC that we have, it's only a year, and we don't compare with crypto, but it took 18 months for the Bitcoin to buy one pie, just one pie. It took 18 months, and we are not there yet, but already we are talking about exchanging in the ports. We are talking about exchanges in the Mandroli. So we need your patience. When they were told in the beginning there, hold on to your Bitcoin, nobody complained. When we are saying, hold on to your Lumi, people are complaining. We have done so much by the grace of God up until now. And we have the African Royal Bank who are stepping in, who understand the processes of building a new currency. We know that as Africans, we have never had an opportunity to build a new currency. Moreover, we also know that there is no central bank that invited people to come and participate in the debate of building a new currency. And the Lumi has done just that. It has treated everybody almost like a shareholder to say, let us discuss the processes of the Lumi. So we are learning as Africans how to create a currency of our own. What are the processes of a new currency? So let us be patient. And that is why today we have Sir Martin Wiseman from the African Royal Bank. It is an honor, sir, to have you in the Lumi Africa hosting the anniversary, and we thank you for making your time to come and share with us and step up to say that you are coming to lift this burden together with us. Thank you, sir. Over to you. Lift this burden together with us. Thank you, sir. Over to you.
Thank you very much, and it's an honor to be here. Greetings, one and all present today. I thank the host, Mr. Bantu, Princess Tami, Apostle Ricky Horsley, Senior, Dr. Linus, who has just spoken, fellow speakers, William Taylor for the entertainment, and all dignitaries and all the excellencies in the house and majesties and all royalties, protocols all observed. I thank you. Well, the message I have today to share with all of you is hopefully going to elevate you. Listening to the founder and the great minds like Chief Timothy McPherson, Dr. Linus, that are spearheading and working like Trojans in bringing forward Lumi and really a solution for what we've been able to experience long in terms of Africa and how we've been impoverished systematically. So I want to kick off firstly, because what is Lumi? We understand it to be a central bank digital currency. Lumi is also in the fiat format, which is a hard currency in layman's terms. I can only deduce that the need for a unifying currency is to coincide with the restoration and the rebirth of Africa and the ecosystem diaspora. All currencies in fiat have their origin and control in central banks throughout the world. For those that are not specific about what the ecosystem region is, we talk of the Bahamas, St. Vincent, St. Louis, Trinidad and Tobago, Jamaica, Nicaragua, Maroon, etc. I think it's plus minus 20 countries in total. Now, all countries on its own don't have a value per se, but really a means of tender. So when swapping fiat for digital, it means we don't have to tear down trees and keep on printing paper as we move into the digital or virtual format. And with the gadgets we have, like phones and cards, it allows us to transact. So it's just replacing one with the other. It mustn't scare us, but really get to grips and understand it and befriend what this virtual and what the future is for us. So what have we done? We as African Royal Bank have embarked on a very ambitious program by creating our own blockchain and platform branded solely for our bank. And you as our clientele will benefit from this initiative. Our choice of our very own branded platform means complete control and reliability in the time to create our own blockchain for a multi-currency banking platform as set apart. Now, the challenge and the difficulty we've had, and we've heard some of it now, is from Dr. Linus specifically, as said, the key to having this initiative is to be the first to have a multi-currency exchange. And with the bank right now, are pleased to let you know that with our partners in form of Nutricorp have been fantastic in coming forward and really building something that's phenomenal. I say this, and the bank's not yet operational, but we've taken on the challenge in any event and been catapulted to this level. And it's exciting stuff because there's no order when it comes to God and His favor. So we relish in that. Just a little bit quickly about what a blockchain is. So on the left-hand diagram, we'll see a bank or as the holder of the ledger, and the terminals or the people around it will represent their clients. Now, for instance, if you had a paycheck, you have an arrangement, a contract with your employer, and you being the employee. When your boss pays your check into your bank account, the bank has to verify that there's funds in the employer's account. Once that is verified, that money will then be paid into your account. So the bank in itself controls that transaction, and it's recorded, verified, recorded, and executed by a single authority. Now, with blockchain, it's an open ledger. It's on a distributed ledger. So the entire network can record and validate each transaction. So even if one of those persons wants to alter anything about the payment or the transaction, it's the majority that are on the network that will be able to override and approve it. So whether you trust people or not, you are still able to get verified on a transparent and open network. So whilst it seems vulnerable, it's very safe and very secure. So you'll still get your salary and your paycheck. I'll leave that for now because I've got some more slides on here. So really the whole idea of a blockchain is the risk aspect of it. And it's proven, it's secure, and it's trackable and traceable, and the records are there for all to see. That is why we've embarked on that particular concept. And apart from just the Lumi, the exchange to multiple currencies has to be secure. And we can also add the crypto portion on there, which doesn't limit us at all. Once we have our own blockchain, we can see where cryptocurrencies are going. So in essence, the whole idea of a blockchain is that people do things directly with one another on a complete network, but also it takes away the whole aspects of the whole middleman having to vet and verify things. So that is why sometimes you have the saying there's zero costs or service charges. There might be transaction fees, but certainly not service charges, because there's no need for a controlled or centralized ledger system. So, moreover, no longer must we trust bankers or lawyers or politicians with the ledger and your assets. You do this yourself, and these are the tools that you have at your disposal. So, as a banking institution, this is something that we have embarked on and paid tremendous time and effort in terms of it. So, whilst there's the centralized system can be monopolized, the monopolized control and limits to their ledger, these DLTs, as they call them, provide much more accessible service, as I've just explained. So I'm not going to go into too much detail too technically, but really to share with you that what we have and produce is really the final piece of the puzzle. We have a fantastic central bank digital currency in the form of Lumi. It's been distributed, we've heard now, in 185 countries, which is phenomenal, 10,000 transactions a day. But I want to bring that and translate it down into practical terms. It's going to take a while. Everybody accumulates Lumi. Everybody's having it itching in their different wallets, and it needs a place to go. It needs a place to be transacted. In the same vein, we also have people that have been accustomed and used to their normal fiat currencies in each of their countries. To give an idea of size, if we have an outreach between the whole Eco-6 diaspora and Africa, we're probably talking about 1.8 billion people. And if we all receive a stimuli, of 6.28 Lumi or 100 US dollars, that's $180 billion worth of Lumi each month. And if you had to convert it or exchange it, it's a lot of currencies, it's a lot of money. Most countries will not be able to monetize that. It will be disruptive to the economy, to the value of their currencies, and they might not even have enough to go around if everybody had to go and cash out $100. And there's some countries that $100 is huge in terms of liquid cash conversion. So $180 billion a month over a year is $6.2 trillion. And over 3 years, we are $20 trillion. Now, I say 3 years because this 3-year period, I'm not sure if it's been a discussion, but should be, and perhaps some thought to go into it, to be an interface period where we'd be able to do the exchanges to fiat currencies with your Lumi until such time your deposits, your shares, your whatever you've cashed out in your currencies, together with the liquidity you have in hand, to convert that to Lumi. Bring it into the bank and we'll cash it out and you can buy Lumi. And we'll encourage those exchanges and those transactions for a period of 36 months, at which time we could drop the hammer and say from today onwards, all transactions will be by Lumi, will be exchanged via Lumi only. Now, it's encouraging to start with transactions now, nothing wrong with it, absolutely. But what do people do with the currencies that they currently have? And it's getting devalued all the time. What we have in terms of the blockchain is very clever manipulation, and we can reverse the favor that if you buy Lumi with dollars, it's an unfavorable rate. And if you bring your Metacash or your Pula or your Naira, we'll give you a far better rate. So somebody could come to you to buy your Naira with the US before they can come buy Lumi, because US dollars don't get the same rate. So we can do that manipulation. We can actually return the favor very smartly. We won't give you too much of the secrets of what we are, of how we can do stuff, but certainly that's where we're at. So that balancing is done through very sophisticated algorithms, and adding a bit of indices, we can favor some of the very poorest countries and raise up their currency. So in the exchange, they get a better deal. I'm sharing with you this because the one advice that stood out is that if you have a shovel in your hand, what are you going to do with Lumi? And we've been trying to think outside the box in practical terms, which I'm sharing with you today. So I want to go to show you what the exciting part of this entire presentation. So here's the moment you've been waiting for. Is everybody, are you all bracing yourselves?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right,
Yes,
there's your mobile device.
Yes. Wow.
Princess Tommy, you've been waiting for this a long time, I know. There is your mobile device. You now sign in. You stick in your biometric. Come on. The biometric is not working. Hello. Oh, there we go. Then this is your landing page for your tracing your menu, different aspects. We're going to go now to accounts. Wow. Look what we have. We have the African Royal Bank. That's your check account. There's very little money in there. Then you have your Lumi MasterCard. We don't want to go down the path of Visa and MasterCard. We want our own Lumi MasterCard. And then we have the all-important AKL. If Dr. Linus is watching here, I just want to hint, my Lumi is looking very low down there at 58. However, we're going to show you a quick transaction right now. Come on. Oh my goodness. I hope we don't have a glitch at this hour. Oh, there we go. Right. The next screen, it says we're going to make a payment. And so we're going to make a payment from our Lumi. And I've taken my 58 Lumi and I've thrown it into my check account. And now it's gone up to $1,227 from $295. All right. I'm just going to go through some of the menu items. There's been some slight revisions. I want you to just pay attention to the country that comes up. I think South Africa is on top. The credit card.
Yeah.
This is the transaction coming up. Here's ZAR. There we go. We got ZAR, Bitcoin, Ethereum. Here you are. So we're adding some of the cryptocurrencies already. These are some of the items for the market side that we can introduce. And there's your fund transfer already from your Lumi credit card or to your current account. You can also produce the invoices for expenditures and records that you have. Edit your details. Invite a friend, we can give you some rewards on that as well. We've also got the QR format of the African World Bank. I'm gonna keep it there. And just one more good news is that I mentioned the one important concern is the monetizing of the cash that is going to be in everyone's hands. And in every country, it might impact it at different levels, as we know. So what we have is our modern day Moses in the form of His Royal Highness Prince Peter of Bantam Nusantara will soon announce to the diaspora and the African continent in total 193 countries. And if you've heard of anybody from the high table or the white hats, these are the good guys, not the Luciferians. And he's certainly on a mission to restore Africa. And all the debt in all our countries he carries is the world head of treasury worldwide. He holds the codes, the MEMCO codes. And if some of you know levels of finance at a higher level, you'll know that this guy is the real deal. And so through the SOAT, the State of the African Diaspora and the Royal Chamber, each package will be handed to every country. So we can get to the heads of state and the different kingdoms to sign the sovereign partnership agreements. And once this is done, we're off to the World Bank and the World Bank and the IMF to settle that debt of every country. And once we've done that, then we hold the debt and our people are freed. The monetizing aspect I mentioned was 20-point-something trillion over 3 years for every Lumi payment. And that money is already kept aside. It's available. It's going to be deployed, and that for me was the biggest challenge. And I think that, in essence, will complete the exercise and take away the concern of every country having to scrounge and look around for cash for the people to make use and buy and trade and transact. So finally, if we can do the conversions, which I've just displayed, we can. We have the monetizing aspect, which is in the form of currency. So the final piece, like I said, was the actual conversion, and now the monetizing. We don't have to be looking around for money, having a scarcity of money, or countries to whether they've got enough printed cash and liquid cash to be able to handle this influx of Lumi or US dollars, depending what you want to use it in, what format. So we have that in liquid form. Beyond that, The next challenge, I said chapter 2 would be to go live, and you'll see the balance of it, and you'll be able to have your bank accounts with African Royal Bank. We hope every country, everybody within the entire continent and the Eco6 diaspora to have African Royal Bank present in every country and be able to provide you a service. We've gone out on a limb to secure this particular service to the diaspora and the African continent without any conditions, and without any conditions that we're going to prepare and produce this and have it in-house and then use it as a negotiating tool. Absolutely not. It's our contribution as a bank and a responsible business that we can also be part of a solution that is so needed. So I'm pleased that today was the anniversary that we'll be able to share such good news with you. And I'm sure you'll take this away and say it was well worth it. And if you have any questions, please, you can message me. Prince Tommy's got my phone number and email address. Any questions you might have, please feel free to contact me. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking with you. I hope there's been some value you can extract from this. I know we're on the up and up, and I'm so delighted that in this forum, in this house, and the people we're going to be working with are super minds. I like lateral thinkers. I like smart people, and together we're going to make a huge difference, a huge impact. So thank you very much for listening to me. I thank you for your time, and we'll chat soon. And happy Lumi Anniversary.
Thank you, sir. Beautiful news. We appreciate your presence. And we appreciate all the work that you have done, and you have just reminded us that Simago said to us, you have the shovel in your hands. What are you doing with it? Are you burying the people with it, or are you building their house with it? And you have just shown us the belief that you have in the Lumi and what you have done with the shovel on your side. And we truly appreciate that. And this is the challenge for all of us as Africans, that we take the shovel and we do something about it. And we truly appreciate what we have heard right now. It is encouraging, and we are looking forward to hear the final news of how the African Royal Bank has used the shovel that was presented to them. The question is, with you, what are you doing with this shovel? Are you a naysayer? Are you a vulture that is just waiting for some things to die so that you can eat? Or do you have the shovel to build together with us, all of us building around the Lumi? And we have gone into 3 hours, and we want to thank everybody who has been patient until this time, because we will be having our final speaker right now, who is Ndilega Mandela.
She just sent me a message. They are undergoing through some electricity outage. They are into a load shedding right now, so she cannot connect. She has sent her apologies. She really wanted to be here, but she unfortunately cannot make it. So I will just share her message.
They are super excited that shortly, in a few months.
We're not hearing it very well. Well, I'm not.
All right. Let me just finish up what she was saying. Basically, what she was saying is that Mandroli, as we all know, that it has been funded by the African Diaspora Central Bank. And we have been funded by the Lumi. And throughout all this journey, we have met a lot of naysayers, people who say it's going to be very much impossible to industrialize Africa through the Mandroli using the Lumi as a currency. And we have had to go through a lot of debates and discussions and having to try to prove people wrong. You know, we have been telling them that Lumi is here, and Lumi is here to rise this continent. Lumi is here to industrialize this continent. And it is about time that we accept the change, because this is part of the revolution. And what you see here, I'm not sure if anybody can see anything right here. If you see anything, what you see here is a render that we have been given by our designing team. This is the first phase of the Mandroli design in terms of the video game. Mandroli will be launching the video game in December this year, and this is part of that. And I am very excited to say that the entire phase, I am excited to say that it has been fully funded by Lumi. We want to show the world that our Lumi currency does work, and our Lumi currency is going to industrialize Africa through the Mandroli. Mandroli comes not just with the electric vehicle manufacturing, but it comes with a lot of technology that will revolutionize the entire continent. Giving you a background on the video game, it is not just a car racing video game, but it is an app that will digitize the entire automobile industry. It will digitize the tourism, the virtual tourism. It is an app, or it is a game that will tell the stories of Africa, the stories of our legends. And we are starting with the story of our iconic Nelson Mandela, because this car is inspired by him. The name Mandroli comes from his name, which is Mandela Rolihlahla, and we have been given the right by the Nelson Mandela Foundation to use his signature on this prototype, and this actually makes it the first in the world to bear an iconic signature on it. So Mandroli tells a lot of stories about Africa, and we wanted to go beyond Africa into the diaspora, because we know we've got Marcus Mosiah Garvey, who also led a revolution in his time. And through the Mandroli game, we will be able to tell all those stories. Well, the story that we'll be telling about Nelson Mandela is, when you drive your car in this video game, you will be able to drive from where Nelson Mandela was born. You will be able to see everything in a 3D form, where he was born, where he was imprisoned in Robben Island, where he was made president in Pretoria, and where he was laid to rest in Kunu. So that when you come to South Africa and you literally physically go to these places, you will see the very same places that you actually can see from the video game. All of this is made possible by our Lumi. And through the project, through Mandroli project, we want to show the world that the Lumi works and it is here to stay. And the Lumi has been specifically designed to rise our continental Africa. And through the working together with our brothers and sisters in the diaspora, like in our case, we are working with our partner B. Taylor, who has been performing for us through the entire event. B. Taylor is our brother from the diaspora. So what we are doing right now is we are trying to bring unity and working as a collective as the continental Africa and the diaspora. And there is one thing that is a unifier for us right now. It is our Lumi that we are celebrating here today. And I would like to think and hope that this story that we are sharing with you today, that of Mandroli, is a story that is going to move every one of us to start putting more value on our Lumi, to start trusting the journey of our Lumi, and to put our own little effort, because we have been given this gift of this currency. And we cannot hold our hands and wait for the creators of the currency to come and tell us how to use it. We need to be able, because with our designers right here, they would not have accepted to work, on this project if we ourselves did not believe in the currency. They believed in the currency. I'll just make a short story. The designer of this car right now is here in the room, but I know he's a very shy guy. I'm not sure if he will want to show himself, which I would love to. But when I told him about Lumi, this is what he did. I told him that we have been funded in Lumi, and we would need to pay people in Lumi to do the work. And the first thing that he did was to go to Google and started Googling Lumi. And he came back to me and he said, you know what? I had a look at what Lumi is, who is behind the Lumi, and I have found some negativity around Lumi. But what made him believe in it, when he has found some negativity and what the naysayers are saying about this currency, he believed in it because we, as the owners and the beneficiaries of this currency, have believed in it first. And he has seen from our passion that we have no doubts that the Lumi is going to work, and the Lumi is the currency of this continent. So that is what we have under the Mandroli. And if you need any extra information, you can get the information on our website, mandroli.com. So I am very excited, together with my partners, on the Lumi journey, and this has never been any better journey. And thank you to His Royal Highness Chief Timothy McPherson for putting his trust in all what we have done without question. And we wanted to show him and to show the world that the gift that he has given to us, we are putting it to use, and it is working, not only for us, but it is working for the rest of Africa. Jonathan, if you would love to say a hi, I would love you to, but if not, it's okay, because I wanted people to see the designer that we have. This is our lead designer. I wanted people to see people who, when they hear something that is moving, something that is transformational, something that is revolutionary, they don't give it any second doubt. They say, you know what, we believe in this, we will work with it, and we will be part of it. And we want to thank him as well for believing in the Lumi. And may everyone who has Lumi in their hands start believing in the value of the Lumi, and don't mind about what the naysayers are saying. People will always say, we will always have, for every great idea, there will always be opposing that idea. So if you are going to concentrate on what they are saying, you will never go anywhere. So this is our journey. Let us own up to it. This is our time. And so, Africa is only going to rise if we unite, if we work as a collective. We are now not only 1.2 billion people, but we are 1.6 or 1.7 billion people, including our brothers and sisters in the diaspora. Let us all come together. I always say this to everybody that I talk to. Unity and working as a collective is the only thing that will rise this continent. And without that, this continent will stay where it is. And this is not the time for competition. This is not the time to want to shine. This is the time to pull this together as a collective, because this is our time and this is our resource. I want to thank, before I wind up, I want to thank everyone who has been able to hear. We have gone way out of our time, and people have managed to stay despite of the internet connectivity. And for wherever you are coming from the world, we are happy that you were here to share this monumental event with us, this historic moment with us. And we would like to thank His Royal Highness Chief Timothy McPherson for giving us his time to be here and to enlighten us more about the journey of the Lumi, and for giving us more courage and more reason to believe in what we call our own. And we also would like to thank Dr. Linus, despite his busy schedule, but he managed to be here and also giving us some insight on the journey of the Lumi this far. Now we are more encouraged to fight. We are more encouraged to work more ever deeper into this Lumi, because we know that what we have is the future. The future is the Lumi. We also want to thank the speakers who have given us some insight into what they think they can contribute in making this Lumi usable, or in making the Lumi, in helping people have ways of on how to use the Lumi. Thank you to Mr. Martin, even though I didn't understand most of the things that you were talking about, but I see that there is a future, for the African Royal Bank and the Lumi, if we have the right strategies and the right mindset and the right vision and purpose for the Lumi. And thank you. Last, but not the least, our Chancellor, Apostle Richie Horsley, for always giving us the insights and the wisdom to nibble on. We will always remember you for that, and for holding this Lumi Africa home, a home of unity, a home of hope, and a home of faith, where we know that if we believe in what we think is going to build this continent, we need to work as a collective. Every time when we talk to you, you always tell us that we need to walk with our eyes open, we need to walk as a unity, and we need to work towards what we believe in. Thank you so much for your kind words. And on this note, I know that I will be catching Chief Timothy off guard if I ask him to say his last word. I hope he is still with us, and I hope he can impart his last words before we all part.
Thank you.
Chief Timothy, are you up for that?
I'm always up to parting words, but I will keep my statements very brief and very short, because we've had a lot of powerful speakers this evening, and I think the salient points have been well driven home. I'm going to just quickly run inside because I'm outdoors in the dark, and inside the hotel you'll be able to see me better, so let me just find a place where I can get some light in here. So this should be fine. Can you see me?
Oh, yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Splendid. Let me just take a seat here. In closing, I would only like to say to each and every one of you that not only are we on a collective journey, but we are on the journey of the wise man, which is a journey of patience. Nobody is trying to create a get-rich-quick scheme here. This is a transformation that is committed to generations yet to come. And we must give it the patience that it deserves. We must be as delicate as we would be with any newborn child. Right now, our Lumi has been on the global stage for 1 year. And indeed, as the comparison was made earlier as it pertains to Bitcoin, in its first year of inauguration, and Lumi is nothing to be compared to Bitcoin, but in terms of timeframes, Bitcoin was not integrated in the market within 1 year. Indeed, also when the European Union issued the euro currency, it was not integrated within the Eurozone in the first year. Many people in Germany refused to use it with preference to the D-Mark. Many people in France refused to use it And many EU member states did not want to accept the euro. And yet over time, and for logical reasons, they eventually gave in to practical wisdom. And so all of us within the African family must have the long-term trajectory in front of us, knowing that wisdom will prevail. And wisdom tells us this one secret. Not only will Lumi function as Africa's global currency, but it will be the currency of the planet. There will come a time, there will come a day where none shall buy or sell except that they have Lumi. For all of the other currencies on the planet today create a circumstance of non-sustainable consumption. And we know that every Lumi that comes out of our treasury is committed to climate action. It is committed to poverty eradication. And it is committed indeed to all those things that the global community has themselves stated that they are committed to. And so we have the task of taking that leadership role and holding the global community to their own standard. And as Lumi begins to spread, not only in terms of the number of countries by which it has a digital footprint, but also in terms of the number of users, because we are not here for the millions, but rather for the billions of people, then indeed we leaders in Glasgow, as they sit and discuss what they're discussing, will recognize that Lumi is the single solution on the table. There's not a second solution. They will go there, they will make all kinds of commitments similar to those that were made in COP 2015. And the fact of the matter is those commitments will not be conducive to the transformation that is required. And so wisdom will instruct that Lumi will present itself on the global stage as the foremost solution to all of our climate action requirements, and consequently will transform itself from not only a continental currency, but to a world currency. And as it relates to Mandroli, I just want to applaud, by the way, Tammy, for the very notion of coming up with the Mandroli video game as well, because that speaks to the spirit of research and development and technological innovation that I'm exactly talking about. To have a game that brings us through the journey and the streets of Nelson Mandela's life. I know that many people in the diaspora and on the continent are accustomed to playing games like GTA 4 or GTA 5, where the prominent cities are always American cities or built after cities such as Los Angeles and New York. But now as the African family comes to the stage with its own instruments of financing that is committed to financing those ingenious ideas in the minds of our African people, we have a video game that shows us the streets of South Africa, taking us through Soweto and all of those beautiful townships, those wonderful communities throughout South Africa. So I applaud you for that great innovation. And as I started off, I could only again encourage all of our entrepreneurs and all of our economic leaders to understand the hour that is upon us and the opportunity that has presented itself within this hour, and to know that the works that we do today will chart the course and define the path not only of Africa, but as Africans become global leaders, it will define the path of the world in this 21st century. This is our hour, this is our minute, this is our second, this is our time. Let us embrace it fully. Blessings unto you all. And thank you so much for honoring the Lumi this year. I deeply appreciate it. Blessings.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Chief Timothy. We really appreciate your wise words as always. And again, we thank your presence. It has revived us. it has given us more power to fight for our Lumi and to start realizing the value of our Lumi. And we will forever cherish your words. We will forever cherish the work that you have put behind this Lumi. We are all behind you, and we are all behind this Lumi. And yeah, I think the day is done, and this is actually not the end. This is the beginning. I see this as the beginning. You know, we still have the next 24 months, but it's not the end. You know, we still have a long way to go. And thank you so much. Over to you, Mr. Vanto. I think the day is done.
Well, I said my goodbyes to everyone and our great appreciation for all of us to gather in this place. And indeed, the Lumi is the assembly plant that brings all the parts of the machinery called Africa. And we are here together to become one identity. And to everybody who has come to grace this day with us, we say thank you. Good night, Africa. Good afternoon, America. Good night to Europe. So thank you very much.
God bless you, Chief Timothy. It's good to see you.
Wonderful to see you as well. Wonderful to see you as well. And thank you so much for your presentation.
Listen, I've got two more large ideals, just like this one, like the Mandroli.
I'm all ears. I'm all ears. Let's have that call.
Yes, let's have that call, because
let's have that call.
My whole issue is African solutions for African problems.
That's it.
That's it. All that other stuff, they can take that somewhere else. Our people don't press long enough, and it needs to bring it back home to our folk. And I thank you for that commitment. I appreciate that.
Children of the sun,
thank you.
Mother Africa is calling. It's time to come home.
Good night.
Lumi, 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 Lumi. I got my Lumi, yeah. You got your Lumi, yeah. I got my Lumi, yeah. You got your Lumi, yeah. Lumi, 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 Lumi. I got Lumi in my wallet. Africa is where it started. Lumi is the wave, I'ma catch that. Got a new wallet and it's so fat. Pockets on swole, boy, you know that. Big money moves in a digital format, yeah. It's a new day, it's a new era. 6 trillion in the pot, that's the pace setter. Solar energy, back to currency. Put gold in it, now the whole world flourishing. 0.259 grams solid. Open up a Swift account, got it. We taking our economy back, I'm bout it. Anything bigger than Lumi, doubt it. I guess you ain't heard Queen Sheba III already gave a word to the nations of the earth. Her Majesty reminds us that we are all sons and daughters of Mother Africa, and we calling them diaspora. Time to return. Let's go and learn our true history. Come on. The Lumi is the key to unlock all the mysteries. No more poverty. Yeah. No more lack. Let's go. The future is here. Let's go. And we ain't going back. Lumi, 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 Lumi. I got my Lumi, yeah. You got your Lumi, yeah. I got my Lumi, yeah. You got your Lumi, yeah. Lumi, 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 Lumi. I got Lumi in my wallet. Africa is where it started. Lumi currency, what's occurring in current scenes? What's current? It's a wave, a solar bond, you see? Popping me. Rip a lion, ice squad. Gotta be brave to rip a lion. Gotta get paid, no denying. I'm not afraid what I'm buying. Sovereign state with the eyes on Zion. Government them said Jamaica divided, but we love to see our people rising. People rising, yeah, them our bus drum. Boom, boom. Festival, celebrate our come. Money, money, yeah. Nah man, show me the money, yeah. Show me the beautiful views, move, show me the ugly, yeah.